The biggest hallmark of any true democracy is freedom of speech, and India is proudly one of the largest democracies in the world where this right is given great importance. However, a narrative is taking hold, often spread by Western media, that portrays India as intolerant, a country where free speech is always under threat. But the truth is, India is a country where people value their freedom of expression, and any claim to the contrary is not only exaggerated but also misleading. Take the recent example of the BBC documentary on the 2002 Gujarat riots. Citing concerns about communal harmony, the Indian government temporarily blocked access to the documentary. The Western media immediately seized upon this issue, portraying India as a country that suppresses free speech and muzzles the press. But what they didn't tell you is that India's judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, acts as a watchdog, ensuring that any restrictions on speech are carefully scrutinized. This very Supreme Court struck down draconian laws like Section 66A of the IT Act, which was used to arrest people for social media posts, affirming that free expression is a right that cannot be compromised in India. In the West, free speech is held in high regard, but the reality is different. The UK revoked Russia's RT channel license, and the US pursues Julian Assange under the Espionage Act. These actions show how the West controls information for its own interests. Yet, these instances are often ignored by the same media that criticize countries like India. While India gets criticized for taking action in the interest of national security or public order, Western countries subtly promote censorship by controlling the narrative and manipulating the flow of information. This is not just about domestic politics. It's about shaping global perceptions to their advantage, often portraying other nations in a negative light. The recent crackdown on pro-Palestine views in the West is a case in point, where peaceful protests and symbolic expressions are being suppressed under the pretext of maintaining public order. Indian media, under total influence by these Western narratives, sometimes falls into the trap of echoing these biases. This is where Indian journalists and media outlets need to stand their ground. Instead of parroting Western media, they should focus on telling India's story. A story where the public enjoys extensive freedom, where debates are vibrant, and where dissent is a part of the democratic fabric for ages. Indian society itself is a testament to the power of free speech. From the bustling streets of Delhi to the lively social media platforms, Indians exercise their right to speak, criticize, and dissent without fear. The anti-CAA protests, for example, saw massive participation from people across the country, with people from all walks of life voicing their dissent. Yes, there were challenges, but the sheer scale of the protests and the discussions they sparked show that India is far from intolerant. The West's way of controlling free speech, on the other hand, is often more insidious. It's not always about outright bans, but about controlling the narrative through media manipulation, selective reporting, and the strategic use of laws. Take, for instance, the way the Western media covered the Iraq War, where the narrative was completely controlled to justify the invasion. It's a classic example of how biased reporting can be used to sway public opinion. The public in India and around the world needs to be educated about these manipulations. It's crucial to understand that just because a narrative is coming from a Western media outlet doesn't mean it's the whole truth. The reality is that every country, even those in the West, has its vested interests, and these often dictate how information is presented. In conclusion, while the Western media might portray India as struggling with free speech, the truth is that India values this right, with checks and balances from institutions like the Supreme Court. The narrative of intolerance is a myth. Let's celebrate the freedom we have in India. Hope we learn to respond to Western media well. Thank you for your valuable time, friends. If you liked the video, please share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to KanoonPlus channel.